Guys, so my name is Steve Cooper. My company is G7 HVAC. I've been in the HVAC business for about 15 years now, always in manufacturing. I went into the retrofit business there a few years ago as a result of all of the high-rise condominiums in Toronto, new, retrofit, huge group back in and around the middle of the 1965, that are actually faced with an opportunity right now of going bankrupt. Condominium corporations' maintenance fees are going through the roof. The owners are losing money daily on property value. You can't sell a condominium where your maintenance fees are $800–900 a month. So a couple of years ago I founded G7 HVAC with the intention to bring to the market a solution that would solve something that everybody's going to face that owns an old high-rise condominium, and from a new developer point of view, be able to put in the most energy efficient system that our market has ever seen. And I hope I brought something with some intention. I've spent the last couple of years putting together a network of manufacturers, the number one, the best in the world. Every manufacturer that G7 represents has stature in the market, has a reputation of being the best in their industry, and essentially what G7 has put together is an extension of combination heating and cooling. CHP is such a buzzword right now, and for the last 2 years, this has been my life. I've been speaking with the different people at the energy levels, at the utilities, and basically what's happening right now that I had found is CHP is actually a fantastic opportunity for any building, any industry. It doesn't matter. It's saving money, producing electricity at a rate sometimes half of what we're paying for in Ontario. And that was the key. Where we're running into a difficulty is the size of the CHP. So it goes without saying, the larger the CHP, the more savings for the building, for the customer. But when we're proposing 200 kilowatt systems, and for whatever reason, infrastructure, all the different things that are coming in, we're being asked to drop our CHP size down to 100 kilowatts. It's not doing me as a business owner any justice. It's not doing the customer any justice when we can put out a better system. And that's what we did. So this year I thought, instead of introducing just a product, I'd enter G7 into the Innovative Product Award for the Toronto Construction Association. Guys, this is a game changer. This is something nobody's ever seen before. No one company stepped up and taken the time to find the best manufacturers that all support G7 with their technical information and combined it into a whole package, Trigeneration. We represent a micro CHP manufacturer. We represent the largest CHP manufacturer in the world, 2G. And when you start to apply this to the high-rise market, we also represent Naylor Industries, which typically sells out a 2-pipe fan coil system into new construction because of the cost that the developer doesn't want to spend any extra money to run a chiller during the winter to provide the odd person that wants to have a little bit of cooling. But the reality of the high-rise market is come 12 o'clock and the sun's starting to face south, those people don't want heat, they need air conditioning. They're not willing to pay for that. So the heart of the system that G7 put together is definitely the CHP component. The electricity being produced from natural gas. We're in Canada, we have an abundance of natural gas. This is something where costs are stable for as far as we can predict. Electricity, we all can predict where that's going to be next year, 5 years for sure. Could be double what we're currently paying right now. Where we run into the engineering side of things and where these CHP systems fall short is come May 1st, when you've got to shut your boiler systems down and turn on your chillers. Your energy costs have just went up tremendously because of the cost of operating the chiller. And what we do to combat that is we introduced the largest manufacturer of absorption chillers in the world. Broad Chillers. They're a company, the unit is manufactured in China, But they've seen such a market in the North American market. They started in the US, and they started a separate company called Broad USA. So now, come May, when you shut your boilers, typically shut your boilers off and turn on your chillers, we're going to use the waste heat that was being supplied to the fan coil systems to match your domestic hot water loads, and we're going to put that waste heat directly into an absorption chiller. It's like being a magician. You put hot water in, cold chilled water comes out. The chiller is non-electric. It has no moving parts. The refrigerant is a lithium bromide and water solution. It's environmentally friendly. There is no harm in this. And in comparison, if I had to ask any executive from Toronto Hydro right now, what is your incentive? What is your initiative? And I'd throw out a proposition that on July 15th this year, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if I can reduce cooling costs by 95%, we've got something that is actually going to change the way business is done for Toronto Hydro as well as the HVAC industry. It's all about comfort. We are fighting a problem with cooling. We're not having a problem with the process. We are having a problem keeping our demand in the city of Toronto under control when it's the hottest day of the summer. Because you cannot tell the customer that's paying for your hydro, shut your AC off. You can introduce smart meters, you can try to reduce it slightly, but you cannot tell the paying customer that there's no solution. So in comparison, by taking CHP to the next level of Trigeneration, I'll use a 100-ton chiller as an example. The most efficient modern day chiller today, 100 tons, operates on average of about 65 kilowatts. That exact same 100 tons of cooling I can produce for 2.5 kilowatts when I hook it up to my CHP system. And I think that's a game changer. It's going to change the way buildings are built. Why would I spend $1.2 million for a high-rise building down in Toronto when come noon, in the middle of the winter, I want air conditioning? I don't want to go down to my property manager and tell him, hey, buddy, I spent $2 million on this penthouse suite and I don't have air conditioning. Absorption chillers takes that away, because now, with the waste heat that I would usually be supplying my heating system in the winter, I'm now able to use that heat into my absorption chiller, changing the construction industry from a typical cheap 2-pipe system into a 4-pipe system. Now I'm giving the people that are interested in that luxury, into that, a real solution. And that's really where Trigeneration is going to go as applied to the high-rise market. There's many other options, but in the high-rise market, Toronto's one of the largest cities in Toronto, and we've got 2 major pockets of building construction. The old buildings that don't even have air conditioning, built in the 60s, and the whole bunch of groups that were built in the mid-80s that were some heat pumps, some 4 pipes, some 2 pipes. The application can be used in new construction as well as retrofit applications. And I think, guys, that's definitely the way of the future. I was very happy that the Toronto Construction Association accepted my application as an innovative product, although I'm not really out here pushing out one product. I've put together a system. I can't display what we have, but we're located over in the Energy Conservation Zone, booth number 1714, and I can, anybody interested, I can walk you through exactly how the system works. We have a model of an absorption chiller on display in the booth, and what we're basically showing on our systems right now, when we were dealing with CHP alone, was a typical return on investment of about 4.5 years. I think we're going to do a little bit better when we add the absorption chiller. Gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, thank you for your time. That's about all I have to say.